Hey, Rob with 3STRONG, continuing the anatomy lesson. Today, I want to talk about the triceps and the function of the triceps and how to work them. Doing those tries for the guys, ladies. The triceps, the main function is to extend the elbow joint, so to straighten the arm. To some extent, it helps to pull the arm back, but it's not really meant for that. It's really the lats that does that. So the major way to work the triceps is to extend the arm. Anytime we are straightening our arm, that is when the triceps are working. We can do that in isolation or in conjunction with some other muscle groups. So if we're doing, say, a push-up, a bench press, any pushing motion, notice how when I do a push-up, granted I'm not, but I'm pushing up, I'm also straightening the arms. And my tricep just tightened up there by straightening. So even when we're doing any of the pressing movements, we're doing isolated work of the triceps, but the triceps are working, and they're working fairly hard to do that. When we do isolated work, it's going to look a little bit different. You know, that's any of those motions where we are straightening the arms. But really the elbow can straighten regardless of what angle your arm is at. So you have essentially 180 degrees of options with being able to extend our arms. So say we're doing a cable tricep extension, a pull down, we have the cable machine, we grab the handles and we extend down. This is going to hit a different part of the arm because there are actually, the reason why it's called triceps is because there's 3 different heads. So let's talk about the anatomy. Granted, this is the side of the arm. So the front here we have the biceps, this is the forearms, we have the deltoid up here on top, and then we have these 3 different heads of the triceps. So hopefully I can show you on my arm here if I lean enough. But anyway, if I extend out, notice how we have this little cut here. This side, this is the this is the lateral head. It's the outside head of the triceps. This is the medial head. And then we have this bigger one on the back, which is the long head that kind of extends and attaches back into the shoulder here. So each of these heads will work to a different degree depending on what position our arm is in relationship to our body. Pretty much all of them will be working at the same time to extend the arm. It's just, do I want to focus a little bit more on one head versus another? You can't isolate one without working the other. It doesn't work that way. Our body doesn't work that way. So say I'm going to do push downs to really get that horseshoe. If you want to get the long head, so most of these pressing motions are going to work the medial head. The medial head and the lateral head are the most used in terms of which heads of the tricep are going to be worked. If I'm doing a push down and I really try to pull those arms back and actually rotate my hands out and squeeze, get a peak contraction, that actually activates the long head a little bit more. When I move up and say I'm lying on my back doing something like a skull crusher, I'm getting kind of a little bit more of the medial head. You notice how if I extend out, I can get a contraction, but it's more of this medial head that's working. When I go overhead, this is interesting because since the tricep attaches kind of up into that shoulder joint there, I'm stretching my triceps, so I'm getting a huge stretch of the long head as I bring, say, a dumbbell or a cable or something behind me, and I extend up. I'm getting a really big stretch of that long head, medial head, and the lateral head as they're working. But I can work the triceps in this full range of motion here to hit different ones. So the long head's going to be working most at the bottom as I rotate those hands out, and then the bulk of the triceps are still working even through this full range of motion as I try it at different angles. when you're doing your tricep work, yeah, the hands can be in different positions, great, whatever. Doesn't really matter. The triceps just extends the elbow regardless of what it's not like the biceps. So regardless of whatever wrist position or grip position you have, the triceps are always going to be working. It's really more the angle of where do we have our arms in relationship to our body as we do those arm extensions. All right? That's the triceps. So try every different angle. So you have up, you have straight, and then you have down. That's your tricep work. Do some tries for the guys, ladies. Or I don't know what it would be for guys, but anyway, if you want to do tries for the guys, totally up to you. Nothing wrong with that. See you tomorrow.